Okay, so let's talk about the latest buzz. Fans have pointed out that Harry and Louis are both in New York. They're both dating women whose first names start with a Z. And yeah, so first Harry was spotted with Zoë Kravitz in Rome, and then all of a sudden they're walking hand in hand all over New York City, spotted radiating warmth and laughter. So, are we witnessing a genuine new romance, or could this be a carefully orchestrated PR scenario? Basically, Louis stunting and Harry stunting, and they're both in New York because what a coincidence, obviously. So, this comes on the heels of a notable fan sighting in Rome just days ago, and another one in Brooklyn, both of which generated excitement, headlines, and of course, speculation. And add to that an intriguing podcast earlier in the summer, around June, July, August of 2025, that featured a veteran entertainment lawyer and a publicist, people who've actually created and managed contracted romances. And that's what they actually talked about on the podcast in Hollywood. And then we have like a compelling lens through which to analyze this situation. So, context and sightings. So let's start with what's happened. So in Rome, a fan video showed Harry and Zoë walking arm in arm. Harry reportedly declined a photo under the excuse of being, quote unquote, offline, perhaps signaling a desire for privacy mixed with intimacy. Just recently in New York, multiple outlets, including Page Six and The Cut, reported the duo, Zoë and Harry, or Zoë, strolling through Brooklyn, laughing and undeniably affectionate. One eyewitness said that they looked definitely a couple, holding hands, casually enjoying each other. Some insiders characterize it as friends with benefits setup. Casual, no labels, but clearly enjoying the moments together. So the physical behavior suggests a relaxed chemistry, but also a media-friendly visuals because, like Niall Horan has said, you don't want to be papped, you don't get papped. So, PR romance breakdown. So now into the realm of insider insight. There's a podcast that was called Fluently Forward, and that's the one that featured the entertainment lawyer and the publicist, who are the professionals interviewed regarding the designing that they've been involved with of PR romances for Hollywood. And on that episode, they outlined the hallmark signs of a staged relationship. So, synchronized appearances. These are scheduled sightings in high visibility locations that are coinciding with media calendars. Ambiguous status, so situationships or casual flings that pique curiosity but carry no long-term commitment. Emphasis on visual symbolism, touching, timing, location, shot selection. Timeline alignment, emerging during promotional lulls or near some career crossovers. No immediate denials, but also no confirmations, so keeping narrative potential open while maintaining plausible deniability. So let's assess how the Harry Zoë sightings stack up against these criteria. All right, sign by sign analysis. One, synchronized appearances. So Rome, then New York, two romantic capitals. The quick succession of locations aligns with a media-aware rollout, but could also just be two busy actors crossing paths naturally. Estimated fit, 70%. Two, ambiguous relationship status. Most coverage frames them as friends with benefits or casual romance, without labels. That ambiguity mirrors PR tactics designed to stoke interest while avoiding commitment. Estimated fit, 85%. Three, visual symbolism. Photos of them holding hands, laughing, physically connected, that's cinematic. But if they're genuinely into each other, natural affection would still create photogenic moments. Estimated fit, 60%. Four, timeline alignment. Zoe's promoting her movie called Caught Stealing, which is pushing 2025 for release. Harry has been largely low key. A romance could drive attention to both, boosting visibility organically. Estimated fit, 75%. Plausible denial strategy, number 5. No confirmation yet, but also no public denial, leaving media and fans speculating. That ambiguity is a classic PR-friendly stance. Estimated fit, 90%. Okay, aggregate assessment and estimates. Let's run the numbers. All right, synchronized appearances, 70%. Ambiguous status, 85%. Visual symbolism, 60%. Timeline alignment, 75%. Plausible denial, 90%. Average fit, 76%. At about three-quarters alignment with professional PR romance patterns, this could reflect a combination of authenticity and strategic visibility, sometimes referred to as a quote-unquote life leak romance in entertainment PR, a real affection played out on cue for the media benefit. All right, so how have the viewers and the fans engaged with this new story? So are Harry Styles and Zoë Kravitz public pairing a genuinely budding romance or carefully curated media moment? Well, likely a bit of both, real connection woven with awareness of optics. So if you believe in destiny, their spontaneity feels heartfelt, private, and mutual. If you're cynical about Hollywood, the timing, locations, and media silence feel too convenient. So what do you think? Leave a comment below. Do you buy it as real chemistry or is it craft? So Harry and Zoe, they've known each other for a while, and they're not like new to each other. So they have been known to sort of circulate the same social circles. Now, yes, it's possible to be friends with someone for a long time and then it turns romantic. That does happen. And with Harry not announcing the release of new music, this does have the effect of keeping his name in the zeitgeist, which I think it would be in the zeitgeist anyway. Now, some fans posit the theory that with what's happening with Zara and Louis, it's sort of timed to Louis working on a new album, and then Zara was working on some documentary, which she has pivoted to after being on a reality show. So that's where the timelines come in. Now, the biggest marker, at least in my opinion, is the body language, because I don't care how good of an actor you are, like even the best method actors, I don't think can pull this off like so consistently. Also, I go back to mirroring and then the eye contact that was so obvious with Harry and Louis. And like I keep saying, Harry and Louis have been able were able to mirror really, really, really well. And they could even do it when they were not looking at each other, which that's unconscious connection because it's not relying on sight, and humans are extremely dependent on their vision. So the only other separate individuals that are sentient beings that can do this are identical twins, but that's because their connection is like, hey, I have duplicate DNA to you. That's more makes sense. Like if you look at stories of identical twins that didn't know each other existed and they were adopted to totally different families and they meet up years later. There was a very famous twin study that parallels in these people's lives who were raised like whole continents apart from each other. That was present almost as much as it's present with identical twins that are raised together. So that sort of theory there's evidence for that. There's qualitative and quantitative data that shows that identical twins can do this. But if you're a clone of a person and you literally share the same DNA and you both originate from the same fertilized egg, that would make sense. And so no one doubts that part, that eerie twin psychic thing that people talk about. So what does it say when people can do this with someone that they're not related to? It means that the level of emotional and psychic intimacy is basically at the level of people that are identical twins that know each other like so well, almost at a pre-verbal level. Now, the only time I've ever seen both Harry and Louis do this, I know I sound like a broken record, is with each other. I've never seen them do this with a woman. So there you go. I think it's a PR stunt with Zoe and Harry.